no, that's what we actually use.
You're right.
Everybody, hey, what is up? Welcome back to the hashtag Lockboss Show and Giveaway. Thanks for being here today. Of course, I am PJ, and this is my dad,
Hello.
Pete.
How's it going?
Good. How you been?
Okay. No topos?
I forgot them
That's
at the
okay.
bottom of the stairs. I took them out of the fridge and everything. So, sir, if you wouldn't mind letting the show continue, and we'll see you in a few, all right?
Yeah. How is everybody today? I'm Pete. I'm doing fantastic. As you notice, I'm not chewing gum because last video or the last live, I saw myself, I looked like a cow chewing cud. I said, that's not cool. So as much as I like gum, I see Jimmy J's on there. Robert Jr. King's Classic Vintage. Hope everybody's doing well.
All right. Well, how about that? I tell you what,
I took place for you. I don't know how well I did if I pronounced the names right.
well, you know what? Either way, I think you did a fantastic job.
Okay.
Even though I didn't hear it. Did Julio make any noises or do anything weird?
No.
Okay. That's probably a good sign, or
I
Julio
agree.
hasn't logged on to live yet. But
That's
hey.
a possibility.
Oh my gosh, everybody. Well, hey, guess what? Today is the last Tuesday of the month, and you all know what that means. That means today's lucky winners, the 5 lucky winners, are each going to get a $500 credit to CLK Supplies.
That's awesome.
That's why,
I keep wanting mine, but
well, and that's kind of like, the whole father-son thing where I like to bring you on and give it away to everybody else,
now
I
know why.
Oh, no, it's good. But, actually a couple things before we get too carried away here. First of all, I am putting a link in the description here or in the comments. And this is a link to Jimmy J's, also known as Iowa Lock Docs Discord for the after party. So when we're done being on here, shortly after, if you want to come hang out for a little bit extra, you sure can over in Jimmy J's Discord. So that's where that link is. And definitely feel free to check it out. So pretty excited, Dad, to have you on here. Not only we're going to be talking about locksmithing and what's going on in your locksmith operations.
Yeah, always something.
We're gonna be announcing 5 lucky $500 winners. That's $2,500 given away today.
Man, I just want $100.
What make you do? You give me 200, I'll give you 100 back. All right.
I knew there was a catch. Father-son stuff,
Now, of course, here we got these topos here. Let's go to crib. You already cracked yours? No, let's crack it open. And here we go. Cheers. And cheers, y'all out there drinking a topo or your favorite beverage of choice.
After those little pack of cookies, I needed to wash.
Oh, yeah. Was it good?
Oh, yeah.
How was it?
Delicious.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you need bigger bags.
Hey, how about we just staple 2 together for you? What do you think about that?
Good idea.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
What?
Confession music?
Yes. Julio, did you know where I was going with this? I think Julio knew where I was going with this. And Dad, for this video. There's something that I figured was only right if we get it on camera.
Okay, what's this?
I owe you something.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I had borrowed, I think it was for Nick.
Yeah.
I had borrowed a plug spinner from you, right? So I sold you
A couple of months ago.
I sold
Couple of months.
a couple months ago. And truth be told, we haven't been able to keep these things in stock.
That's awesome.
Which
They're
is
great
wild.
tools. Yeah.
And well, I'm finally giving you back what you already bought a couple months ago.
And the problem is I already forgot about it.
Oh well,
Because I don't hold rugby.
and but the truth is, okay, so I've made you a hole, but I just can't really stop it. Okay.
Now, I got a confession.
Oh, okay.
He has some snacks downstairs to give customers. I had some of these famous chocolate chip cookies, and then I got some trail mix for later.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because I just feel that,
What else?
of course, me borrowing that from you after I bought it, after I sold it to you.
Yeah.
You know, and then it taking so long for me to finally replace it.
Okay.
I figured the only right thing to do here is to give you some interest. Okay? I mean, I know you're a man of principle and a man of interest.
Alrighty.
And so I'd like to give you this, okay, as
What
you.
kind of price?
I'd like to give you this as a thank you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You want to close your eyes and put your hands out?
I know, you know.
Come on.
Okay.
Close those eyes. Are they closed?
Yeah. Nutty.
It's a protein nut roll.
I am a nut roll. Well, thanks.
And
We
so
all know food does it for me.
and so I mean, I guess the most beautiful thing I can tell you about that. And so is that a good interest payment?
Well, yeah, but he didn't have to. What
Would
other
it-
stuff you borrow and I haven't got back?
Would it make you feel better that our neighbor on the building next door actually is a food distribution business
Yes.
that sells into retail
Yeah.
that happened to drop me off a free box of those
Box.
a little
And I only
earlier?
get one.
A little earlier.
What did he want in return?
A little earlier.
Okay.
And so if it makes you feel better, that didn't cost me anything.
Oh man, what a letdown. He didn't really think of his daddy.
Oh yes, I did.
Oh, give him
Look at
this.
that.
It was free.
A nut roll bar.
Yeah. You know how much money I lost not using this plug spinner?
How much?
Probably $500 for all those lockouts.
You weren't using anything in its place?
Well, no, because you had it.
No, come on. You had extra.
No, you're right. I did. I had 3 extras.
Do you still have 3 extra?
Nope. I got 1 now.
What happened to the other ones?
Gave them out to the guys.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. But okay, so now that we got that cleared up, Julio obviously turned the confession music off. I think that was a nudge to keep the show moving.
That it was.
So all right, so hey, let's go and let's dive right into it. All right, here we go. So what do we got cooking for the post of the week for season 3.16? This is actually the last episode of this season. So it'll be 3.17 next week. Here we go. This one comes from James R, aka JMR, says, here's a picture of the things I won from CLK. I was very lucky and I won both in 2024 and 2025. Thank you so much to the whole team, to the whole CLK team. I have already used everything in the photo except the space and depth keys, and I look forward to using those on our project soon. The pinning kit is awesome, and I've rekeyed a few locks with it. Thank you. Yeah, check that out. I love it. We got the mat. Look, we got the Lockpick Lodge. We got some leashes. We got the JMA Nomad. We have the CLK pinning kit, the one and only Big Bro, a key gauge, all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, I'd say that. He's won twice.
Once this year and once last year.
Yeah, this year just began, so he's a lucky man.
He is very nice. Well, hey, James, thanks for sending the photo in.
And I haven't won once.
Hey, you just got a nut bar.
Yeah, I know.
A nut roll.
That's what you tell me. I'm a nut roll.
Oh, man. Okay, here we go. All right, so next up here is the comment of the week. And this one comes from Lock Pro of Kentucky. Says, nicely done, PJ and Wincing. As much as I appreciate the tried and true brand name workhorses, it's nice to see some other more affordable alternatives. Deep pockets aren't always available for startups or hobbyists.
I know that feeling.
What, Dad, what were your, well, first of all, Lock Pro of Kentucky, thanks for the comment. But Dad, what's your thought on that? I think, it's sitting right here, got the little, the simple key duplicator.
No, it's a good product, if that's what you can afford at the time. We all have to start someplace.
Yeah.
Or if you started a mobile, or if you have a store and you need another one, people don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend. So they're going to buy the lower end and get by until they make some money and get a better thing. But still,
have you ever done that?
Many times.
Have any examples?
Examples? I bought used key machines when I first started.
Yeah. And,
all sorts of them to get going until I could afford it. And, the key machines back then were $395.
New?
Ilco.
Yeah.
And, it was a lot of money when you don't have it. It's like today. What that same machine today is what, $600 or $700. Because of times change. But I have no problem with using inexpensive equipment.
Yeah.
If it gets the job done for you.
Think about how many years with safes that you didn't spend the money in getting the
right equipment. Yeah. A lot. Think
about how many hard plates did you use?
That's why my gut is like steel. Put that drill up against there and push with all your might, Then you get a drill jig and it's like slicing warm butter. I mean, you get the right stuff eventually.
But at the time,
you have to do with what you got.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you went from using your abdomen to drill safes to your pinky.
That's it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I said, man, I should have done that a long time ago.
Yes. Very, very good. Well, hey, Lock Pro of Kentucky, thanks for the comment. All right. So
what kind of picture is that?
That's a picture of you.
I know, but it looks like I had one too many brewskis.
Well.
Or tequila.
Well. But, Dad, so, it's been a month or so since we've had you on.
Yep.
To fill us in on, what's going on with the lock shop. If you have any questions for the LockFather, put them in the chat, and I'll try to feed them over to you.
Okay.
But let's go with have you had any unhappy customers?
Yeah, I had one yesterday.
Tell us. I don't know this.
My guy was sent out to make a key for his Mitsubishi whatever, and the guy was not very nice to my guy.
Come.
And says, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" The guy's been doing it 20 years. And the guy goes, "No, I don't want you doing it. You don't know what you're doing." And my guy called me and I said, "Well, tell him to call somebody else if he's not happy. Be polite, but, we don't need that type of nonsense,
So what happened?
Well, he left. And of course the guy called the shop and they took care of it, and you can hear him screaming at his wife, the girl say behind, not very nice.
What was his, when he called the shop to complain, what was his main complaint?
This guy doesn't know his butt from third base. Well, you know, Tanner eventually took the call because I was out cow shopping.
Okay.
So it's unfortunate, but stuff like that happens once in a blue moon. Doesn't make me happy, doesn't make the company look good, but you can't control your customers' attitudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to some degree, it's just always gonna. The more customers that you serve, there's going to be a percentage of them that.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate because we try to please everybody, but there's only so much.
Yeah.
Well,
excuse me. There, that is one of those. Of course, you don't like to hear.
No, of course not.
Have you had any good ones? Has anyone been calling you saying how awesome you guys are?
Yep, we've had some of those.
You have any off the top of your head you can share?
Well, I know they call in and put on the square. Oh, that guy was awesome. Love doing work with you guys. We get a lot of that. I say if the tech is polite and courteous towards the customer, they'll praise you all the time. But if you're a jerk, they won't.
Yeah.
So you do the best you can, because you're having a bad day doesn't mean you have to make it bad for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
When you're working for our company.
Yeah. It's the truth. Ooh. Well, I might need some coffee or something, huh?
Little tequila in that
little
Topco.
So, let's talk about, have you had any weird stuff come in the shops that they've had to get you to help them?
Well, one of the people was having a hard time picking a tubular lock.
Okay.
And she's been with me for a long time. And she goes, I can't get it. Could you get it? I walk up, boom, I got it open within literally 2 seconds. And she was so frustrated. She goes, you got to show me how to use this thing again, because maybe I'm not using it right. And sure enough, she wasn't. So it's all about the tension on your pins.
Yeah, getting that right amount.
Yeah, the drag.
Yep.
So they don't go in.
Do you have any tips off the top of your head as far as how you measure or gauge that?
Well,
here's one right here.
Yeah.
So, how
push the levers.
Yep, they're all the way out.
Okay. They are?
Yeah, this isn't really the best one to show. I don't have any other one.
Can't even see. Let's see what it is.
I just happen to have that one sitting there.
Oh, okay.
See, so that pushes it back down.
Yeah, but see, what I do is I bring all the little picks out.
Yep.
Tighten it and push down. And if there's a lot of drag, that's what you want. If it goes real quick, that means you have to tighten it harder.
Okay.
And then it works fine.
Okay. So you just will put it out. This isn't a good example because you can't go further down than that. But is what you're saying is
the drag on the pick itself.
The drag when you're pushing it down.
Right.
Okay.
And you push down, turn, let up,
yeah.
And turn the other way.
How did you like those Southord ones? Have you tried those?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think?
Very good. For the money.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong. And I noticed we did an apartment building, went to do a lockout, brand new apartment building. There's 200 units there. And I go, oh, look they have the old fashioned emergency garage door pulls.
Mm-hmm.
No doors, just a roll up with a little lock in the center of the door up high. And sure enough, they're all tubular. So that means that everybody's got to have a tubular pick on their truck. So I bought 4 or 5 of them for now, and I'll buy the rest of them. Because a lot of trucks don't have everything.
I think we actually just got more today.
But yeah, I picked a couple with it, and it was very easy and worked out smooth.
Yeah. Now, I mean, growing up, I always remember the one that you always had had a bunch of rubber bands on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when they first came out, you go to all the Loa shows and trade shows, and it's a little one with a little loop. It was about that big, and I couldn't. And they came in little pill bottles,
Okay.
and they weren't worth a darn.
You did. So have you seen an uptick in safe sales this year?
Yes, I have. We've been selling 3 or 4 a week.
Really?
Yeah, and as soon as they get money back from income tax, we've sold I think 7 gun safes this year already.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and some bigger safes, but yeah, no, it's been real good safe wise.
And so what would you say the most popular safe you sell is?
Well, we sell the Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the mid, 3-4 cubic feet. It's probably 18 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and probably 24 inches tall.
Okay. How much is it?
I think they're $395,
You
$495.
sell them for?
Yeah, that's what we sell
Okay.
them for.
And do they have an electronic or dial?
Electronics about $100 more.
Okay, so they come
Both ways.
and so so you'll stock them both ways.
Yes.
Okay.
And one good thing about Holland safes
Okay.
is that if they go through a fire, they'll replace it. Not the contents, but they'll replace the whole safe.
So you just send them a picture of your burnt Holland and they'll ship you out a new
and
one?
if the electronics dies, they'll send you out a brand new one to install for them.
Really?
Yeah, it's very good company to deal with.
And what made you choose Holland over other brands?
I sold Uscan forever.
Okay.
And the distributor I was buying from wasn't stocking very many. And I sold those probably for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked them, And then
Were those like 20 years ago? Were they kind of like green?
yeah.
Okay.
And
they had like on like the smaller ones, they had like this bracket that you'd screw the bracket down, then you'd kind of snap in the safe.
Yeah,
okay,
in.
yes.
And matter of fact, Javon was just out one where you had to remove it, and it is tough.
What do you have to like drill a hole somewhere?
No, you take Slim Jims.
Oh, okay.
Slide back the spring so they'll pop up, but they're tough. That's the reason they're made that way.
Yeah.
But and Holland had a better selection.
Yeah.
And like I said, the distributor I was buying from was fading out of them.
Okay.
For some reason, but we've always sold safes and we've always sold a lot of them.
Do you know where they're made, the Holland? Do you know?
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
A lot of their safes are made in America or assembled in America.
Oh, the Holland are.
Yeah.
On the electronic ones, what type of keypad gets put on them?
The inexpensive home safe is a typical one. I don't want to say junky, but compared to ELS 10, it's junk. But they're still, for the dollar you're spending, it's a very well built safe.
Do I need to have Julio put some confession music on, or like how often, honestly, are the electronic ones failing?
Very seldom.
Like how many a year have you had failing?
Not even one a year.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, so they're decent.
Yeah. Easy to change the combination.
Okay.
Okay. They're better models. You can key change, the combos if that's what they want, or it's a better electronic.
Okay. And as far as is there a brand for the dial? Is there a brand?
Yeah, I believe they're S&G.
For the dial.
For the dial ones.
But the electronic is some.
No, S&G.
Oh, it's S&G too.
Right. Inexpensive S&G.
Okay, like a kind of lower end S&G.
Yes.
Okay, so that's cool though. They're at least putting a brand on there and not like.
And Holland's been great about sending us parts when something fails. we've sold a couple of them where, you know, they go in and 5 months later and can't get in.
Oh, hey, hold on here. We got the one and only B Faust in the house. B Faust, how you doing? He says Holland safes are made in the USA. Specifically, they're assembled in the US. Okay, with my gold part. To be in the US manufacturer offers a limited warranty.
Thanks, Brian.
Bri, what's up? I don't know if you guys remember Brian. He years back used to be on some of our videos. Brian, we need to bring you back on for a key machine battle or so.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kid Lock, you haven't had.
Yeah. You know, maybe I should get the band back together. You know, do a few hits.
Well, you know, they like to beat to the drum once in a while.
What so Dan, so I'm actually curious, while we're talking about safes and all that kind of stuff, let's talk for a minute about what's your honest opinion about Harbor Freight safes?
Well,
now do I need to get honesty hour music on, or
the metal boxes? You know, they're $49.
The ones that have the like they're usually like a tubular key on them type of thing.
No, they're double-sided, some of them.
Okay.
You know, they have an inexpensive keypad.
Okay.
I used to pay for a safe like this, like that. Okay.
Okay.
Sold hundreds of them.
Okay.
But I found out that Harbor Freight, I can buy them cheaper there than my safe company I was buying them from.
Okay.
By $30 to $40.
Okay.
So I'd pay, you know, $45, let's say, if that. 30. I'd sell them for 69 or 70.
Okay.
And sold literally hundreds of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still?
No. Harbor Freight put their brand Union on there, so I don't buy them anymore.
Okay.
But it's still the same safe I can buy. You know, they're selling them for 65. My distributor's 120.
Now, did anyone ever be like, "Hey, looks like I can get this from Harbor Freight"?
Go for it.
But did
no, they have. They've got. Well, Harbor Freight has something like that. I said, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know, they'll guarantee it. You know,
yeah.
You push a button to change your own combination.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay, safe for what it is. It's a metal box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not something I would keep a whole lot in.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe just your birth certificate, your passport, and social security card.
Yeah, no. You want something fireproof for that.
Okay, you know what? Speaking of, I want to kind of go into this thing here too. Yeah, Julio, I think we're good with the music there. What are so? How do I put this? A few years back, I realized that it would be a very good idea.
Tell your dad's a genius. Yep.
Yep. That too. That if you're going to put things in a safe that can burn,
yep,
even if it's a fire rated safe,
right,
which I'm a huge believer in, that's what you should have if you're going to put something like that in, for obvious reasons. Right. But I started putting inside of a fireproof safe, I started putting fire bags, and I started putting all of the stuff that was important in fire bags. And I don't know if you and I have ever actually talked about this.
Never heard of a fire bag before.
You haven't?
No.
So
I've seen people put them in inside of a fireproof box. And put them in there.
So do you know what, you know how you can order a fry or you can get a supersized fry?
Yeah.
Fire bags are like a supersized bank bag. Like the
Oh,
ones I have are about the size of my computer,
yeah.
about the size of my computer screen.
Well, you should bring one in so we can see.
Yeah, and then that way, you can take the bag or another. Yeah, so you can just take the bag, and it just is. As a matter of fact, I have that master padlock one I did that video on. That's like a fancy kind of version of it. I think that's. I don't know if that's a fire bag now that I'm talking, but so anyways, yeah. So inside of the safe, I keep anything I don't want to burn in the fire bags, and then that way, fire bags are cheap. I think they're like $20.
Right.
But it's just like an extra layer of protection.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to. Yeah, I'll have to show you one.
Yeah, I've never seen them. I know with coins and stuff, you know, my safes are rated pretty high, 2-hour rating.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully nothing burns up.
Yeah.
But if you read the statistics from AMSAC, I think safes are rated 1350. They start charring at 14 something,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's 1350, and the average.
Oh, hopefully we might have lost you there for a second, everybody. Sorry about that. We'll give it a second. It just went away. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
What is
Thought
going
everybody
on?
just shut you out.
Yeah. Like, get out of here. Okay, perfect. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had some sort of the
Glitch.
app closed or something. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I'll have to show you a fire bag. You know, maybe for once in my life I can show you something. If you actually have never seen one of these before, it'll be the first time in my 40 years on existence.
Yeah, no, that'd
Maybe.
be cool. Yeah.
But okay, so as we kind of close her down here, I know you're kind of tighter on time, so I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
You're a busy man.
Always.
Lots of obligations.
Too many.
Responsibilities.
Yes, lots.
What do you have any plans this year for the business? Like,
do I have any plans? I have something what is coming up, you know, with a trailer.
Okay, yeah, which we just shot a video on.
Yeah. And I got a couple other ideas. I'm always trying to research and see what's the best way to spend my money and to get the most bang of customers.
I think in a lot of ways, one of the best things to do is to give it to charity.
Your wife?
Well, I just said charity.
No, you do a lot of charity events. We do.
But no, I mean, so talk to us about like, do you plan to expand your service? Do you expand to put more trucks on?
If we have quite a few trucks now, but I'm always looking to expand. I always want to grow, because if you're not growing, you know, you might be just tapped out for the area, but ours is a large area. We'll never be tapped out.
You don't think so?
No, because we've got all of Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
You know, in North Idaho, there's a lot of territory, a lot of peeps out there.
There is.
But you just got to get qualified technicians and whatnot.
Yeah.
And maybe even open another store still.
Really?
Yeah.
At the tender age of 68, you're
hey, like I say, what else do I got to do? If I retire, what am I going to do? Sit at home and talk to your mom? Not going to happen.
What?
I don't mind talking to your mom, don't get me wrong, but I just can't sit. I got to keep moving.
Yeah.
You know that. I've always been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your brain's still spinning like it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little harder to.
What, hey, let's actually have a moment of reminiscing here or thinking. And what, now it doesn't have to be profound or anything, but what's something about being in business or locksmithing that you wished you would have known 30 years ago?
30 years ago?
Yeah, like if you could talk to yourself, yourself 30 years ago, what would you say to help you?
I honestly don't know, because I was always pushing way back then. Usually what holds you back is you don't want to get a loan, because then you got that payment to expand. Is just save and keep, looking for opportunities and always push. Even today I push. I had some new flyers or brochures made up where I'm mailing to some new companies with a business card, and it tells us, that we replace pivots on aluminum doors. We do door closures, floor up, in the top, regular conventional door closers.
Yeah.
We do everything. So everything, I don't think there's anything I've ever turned down. We'll figure it out if we've never done it. Some research on it, but you just got to keep going. Try to, I don't mind working 7 days a week. That's always been my issue.
Do you regret working 7 days a week over the past?
No, the only
50
regret I
years?
have is that we needed more family time. And you used to drive with me and Steph and Mom,
Yeah.
We used to go all over, but, I always wanted to build the business so I could have the life of luxury and the aspect of spending more time with my family. Well, it absolutely did not work that way. It was always, I got to go to work. But, I'm not after the money. I'm after more of the creating the challenge. Even today, that's the reason I opened the coin shop, is because the challenge. I'd like to achieve stuff, I guess, and I just can't sit still. So now you know the story of Pete's life.
No, yeah, that's interesting. It is funny how, you open up a locksmith business, right? That happens to be open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
When I was mobile, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Even when you had a store,
It's funny how that works, right?
Oh, yeah.
What would you say is your, a lot of guys are saying in here, you have to have some time to, do your own thing.
Oh, absolutely.
What outside of work, what is something that relaxes you, that you enjoy?
Play with the cows. I mean, I relax is working. I go home with the outbuildings and I build another outbuilding, or I go to the beach house and, I got to trim all the bushes, just because there's a lot of moisture over there. I mean, I'm always doing something. Do I actually sit and do nothing? Only when my body breaks, but, I like camping. I like fishing, crabbing. I think PJ likes crabbing now.
Oh, yeah. We have to go soon.
Yeah. But, it's everybody has a different thing. That's why I don't think I could ever retire 100%. I want to take more time off, but to travel a little and do stuff.
Speaking of,
okay,
did you know I booked you to go fishing next week?
No.
Are you available on Thursday?
I think I'm out of town.
Are you joking?
Yes.
Oh. So we have Eduardo from JMA.
Oh, we're going down.
Yeah, we're going.
Reno?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Are you excited?
Very much so.
All right.
That was that big salmon I caught last time.
Yes, I can't believe I haven't told you.
No, you didn't. And they wonder why I say I'm not available. You never tell me the last minute. No, that's
and then the following week, you're coming down with me to
Yep.
San Antonio to DTEX.
Yep. That'd be a blast.
We have a lot of father-son stuff coming up these next couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I do. Hang out with PJ.
Yeah.
I was going to say boring, but you know.
Oh, that's good. Well, I tell you what, Dad. Hey, thanks for coming on, hanging out.
Yeah.
Filling us in on what you got going on and my impromptu questions that you have no idea I'm going to ask before. It's more fun that way.
For you.
It's more fun that way. But how about this, guys? Here, so I actually need to bring up 429 here. There we go. All right. So is what we'll do here is we're going to bring up the slides here, and we're going to announce this week's 5 lucky winners.
Awesome.
$500 credit to each one. Oh, I like it here. Strouser says, PGA didn't tell you he booked these trips with your credit card.
That could be true.
I mean, don't spoil it too early,
Yeah.
But no, that's good. So yeah, all right, let's bring it up here. And Dad, were you wanting to announce the winners here in a minute?
No, you're good at it.
Or you want me to?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if good at it would be the right term, but hey, I'll do it.
Good.
So, all right, here we go. Let's move up here. All right, here we go. Let's get to the winners here. But before we announce the winners, let's first talk about what to do if you win. You want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us today, 100-848-6989, and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win.
I always like the soon.
How to win. Comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. No purchase necessary. All right, here we go to the $500 credit winners. They are number 1, Waterboy Blue.
Congratulations.
Winner number 2 is Leon Macevich.
Congratulations.
Winner number 3 is John Castano V3P.
Congratulations.
Winner number 4 is Colorblind Guy.
Congratulations.
And last but not least, winner number 5 this week is Pouncer Mind 863.
Congratulations.
Good stuff, everybody. Of course, we still, for a little bit longer, have our Get a Free Mystery Hat when you purchase over $150. All you have to do is add it to your cart, and it will be free.
Man, I should have a whole rack of those.
Do you?
No. I at least do 150 every day, if not 500 every day from every time.
Well, I wonder if, I don't know what to...
Sometimes they scam them. I'm the one who picks them up, but I never see them.
Really?
Yeah. It's okay. I don't wear a hat anyways.
No? Well, why would you at 68 with that beautiful head of hair?
Yeah, that's right. I need a bandana here pretty quick.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. Are you going to hang out in the after party for a little bit?
No, I got to get going. Got to go pick up Mom. Supposed to be someplace at 5:15, but
okay,
like it's a half-hour drive.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Congratulations to the winners.
Congratulations.
And I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe Tuesday evening. Now, of course, if you want more where that came from, you want to head on over to the after party in Jimmy J's Discord. Of course, you can find a link in the comment section. But like always, it's absolutely great to be here with you. Great being on here with the LockFather. And of course, we'll see you at the same place at the same time next week. Y'all take care. We'll see you.
Have a good evening.